Hello everyone, welcome to Fiaura. Now you're probably all wondering where the Armored Warfare is this week because I've only done one video. I'm working on a paper, guys. I'm sorry. World of Tanks is pretty easy to do because I don't actually have to play. Armored Warfare I have to actually go play. So you had your one artillery video from Armored Warfare, which by the way really shows you not only how to play artillery, but that artillery is actually pretty balanced. And I'm enjoying it both from a giving and receiving standpoint. Now, we have Claus Kellerman. Many of you know he runs a YouTube channel. We're doing a replay exchange. I think this is our second replay exchange. The last one we did was back in September. And we are planning to go do some World of Ships live stream coming up probably in December, once I'm done with classes and my paper. And he is driving the now retired Panther M10. In my personal opinion, since they just added a vehicle that gets premium matchmaking, there was no sense in retiring this tank. It's a good tank. But I think part of it was they wanted to make us start having to pay money instead of gold for premium tanks. And instead of just flipping it off where you couldn't pay gold anymore, they figured they would just remove it altogether. I have one of these. I actually like it. I have one of these on my EU account. It's what I started my EU account with, if that tells you how much I like this tank. And Claus is on Murdavanka in a very odd position to be looking for shots. Now for those who really aren't familiar with this particular vehicle, it's basically a Panther without the needle nose gun. It has the L71 75mm that goes on every single German tank in existence. So it has a very high rate of fire and a decent enough pen and preferred matchmaking. But as you can see, the alpha damage is questionable. And Claus just got his ammo rack damaged. And I think that's using a mod, because I'm pretty sure he doesn't actually have direct line of sight to that T-64. No, I think he's using a mod for that lock on there. That went way too high. Switches to APCR rounds. There we go. There's one, two. Yeah, you gotta move, T-29. He's just gonna rail you. Oh! And the M12 smites him out of existence. That has to suck. In a long-range gunnery duel, in which you don't have cover, this thing will beat you every time. But one of the most accurate guns in the game, and on top of that, very rapid fire. Literally, about the time he gets it re-aimed in is the time it's reloaded. Now, I don't think Claus realized at this point that he's still flinging APCR shells. And he is getting shot by that Type 64 again. He nearly paid for that with his life. And his team is losing pretty badly. Really would switch back to regular rounds, Claus. I mean, that's just me. Oh. You gonna do it, 37? Ah, pulled the trigger a second too late. That's twice you've done it now. That's the third time the charm. It is! Third time is the charm. Oh, there's that type again. Not today, suck. And he is still firing a lot of premium ammo, particularly at tanks that probably don't need it. And that was an HE shell. Is that a bird that shot him? And you don't shoot HE at this thing because it's covered in that M10. Uh-oh. That's not good. It's covered in an M10 skirt all around it, which was an American tank destroyer. Basically, because they wanted to try to make people think these were American tank destroyers during the Battle of the Bulge. So it does actually have about 10 to 20 millimeters of extra spaced armor on the sides and on the sides of the turret. That's definitely more than one gun, and you are definitely ammo racked. Oh, that's a pen. Oh, that's a Burt. They hit his ammo rack, he might just go up. Ah, what a bounce. And Burt is still trying. Burt is determined. It's got to be that regular T-34 over there too, and possibly the Wolverine all engaging him. Which means that there's only one tank this way. Wonder what's gonna... Ooh. Well, this is slowly getting worse and worse. Oh, this has just gotten to absolute levels of shit dumb. Claus, you are the only actual tank remaining. Don't die. Ooh. Ooh, Burt, why you gotta do that? The 3485 does not know he's ammo racked, or it would have taken advantage. Oh, shit! Claus takes one in the butt, but he gets it back and kills the Wolverine. He's dodging Artie like a pro. I.e., Artie and Jesus is going, I'm going to move that shell that way, I'm going to move that shell this way, and I'm going to move that shell this way. All day long right now. It's just, oh God, oh! That hurt! Oh no! He's got 6 seconds! Oh God, it hurts! Oh, what with the bounce? Artie might get him now. Burt would just have to land one on his engine deck and it would be all over. Are they up? Oh, there's Burt trying to be the Avenger. Oh, Claus is out of APCR ammunition. The S-51 is cursing so much because RNGesus refuses to cooperate. Claus, you got till that S-51 reloads. And it's only going to take a lucky splash to kill your ammo rack. Oof. Oh, God. Why do you get into these situations, Claus? Ooh. Ooh, reduces Burt to a one-shot. Burt the Avenger is not so avenging now. Waiting for that S-51 shot to come flying in and just blow him away. Oh, Burt blew it! Burt blew it! Oh! Oh, thank God. Still waiting for that S-51. There it is! There it is! Oh, God! That S-51 is so pissed. And you know he's got one hand on the mouse, one hand on the keyboard, and he's typing, he's eating pizza. I bet he hasn't even moved. Claus, however, is wisely doing exactly what I would do. Ignoring the 34 and going after the artillery. The T-34 knows that if he goes up against the Panther, he's got to get beside him to hurt him. Even with APCR ammunition, the Panther's armor will save it. So he knows he's got to get beside him. Claus is going for the, I hope RNGesus stays with me, and it does! ES51 blows his shot. He had a full 6 seconds to aim it, and he blew it. And now it doesn't matter. Claus is beside him. There's the kill. Whew. So regardless of how this match ends at this point, Claus has a Top Gun. You do your clan absolute justice there, Lucky 007. I know 1,500 people who won't be joining now. Claus decides, I'm going to let my German viewports and my Panther camouflage win this. All he's got to do is be on cap for 10 seconds before the 34 gets it. Oh, 34's coming in. Hasn't seen him yet. Has seen him now. I promise you that. Claus is trying to side scrape. Uh-oh. There's no cover there anymore. Claus wisely, however, does what most players are incapable of doing. He gets off the cap. Oh, shit. If that 34 would have just aimed that shot, it would have just taken one lucky hit to the ammo rack and Claus would go poof. Claus backs up to the 34's last position. Lets his binocs go up. If that 34 is poked out, he's less than 200 meters away. He should see him. Should is the key word. 34 even fired. Is this another one of those tension moments? Sadly, knocking down the tree probably has alerted the 34 to his position, which is not good. What I'm thinking Claus should probably do is move up to a tree so that there's no other trees between him and the 34's last position. But that's going to take some tricky maneuvering. Moreover, if he just charges the 34, he has effective 150 millimeters of frontal armor. The 34's APCR rounds will have trouble penetrating his upper plate. There's the 34. Up. On the move shot didn't work. 34 misses. Claus side scrapes. Oh! Claus is reduced to 135. That's definitely an APCR round. He knows he's being fired at with gold now. Oh! 27 hit points. If you go now, 34, you got him. Oh, you had him. You so had him. You may be vastly disappointed there, Comet. Up 34 makes the first move and dies! Oh! Good game, Claus. Good game. I won't say quite masterfully played, but I will say very good game. You did make some early mistakes, and I hope that you guys could point them out, because I did too. He did keep exposing his side to that Type 64, and he probably should have just gone after him and killed him and saved his ammo rack. But let's go take a look at the final stats, shall we? So, here we have it. This is an ace tanker, but it's pretty easy to get an ace tanker in this tank now because nobody was really playing it before, and now, well, you can't even buy it, so hardly anyone plays these things. Steel wall, actually. But again, it's one of the easier medals to get in this thing because you have 1,300 hit points at Tier 7. You kind of have more hit points than some Tier 7 heavies, and you're a medium. High caliber, though, is really hard to get. You're having to rely on a high DPM, low damage gun. Just peeking and poking, it's really hard to get that high caliber medal. Top Gun, pretty good job. I mean, you carried it at the end there. And you did, in fact, carry your entire team. no two teammates combined on your team, Claus, had the same amount of have the damage you've done, and on the enemy team, the top 2 have the damage you've done when you combine them. You carried the team, sir. Now, 44 shots fired, 27 hits, 24 pens. Claus had to fire a lot of extra ammunition. He took some bad shots. This is a... I'm going to say this is a gun you kind of have to let settle sometimes. And he should have probably let it settle for some of his shots. But take what you can get, right? Also, his spamming of the APCR ammunition, particularly against lower tier vehicles, was not worth it. He still made credits, but God, did he lose a lot on this one. And I'm being a little critical, and I will admit I am being a little critical, but still, it was a really good job to have that kind of a result. Just glad you did get ammo. Just glad your top didn't fly off. And he does walk home with a boatload of XP. He can convert, I mean, 10,000. Who wouldn't want to be able to convert 10,000 plus XP? There you go. Or 10,000 crew XP, whichever one he's using it for. So, here's Klaus's channel, guys. You might want to go check it out. I will say this. I enjoy his stuff, but it has to be something in limited doses because his channel is more for entertainment. A lot more for entertainment than my channel is to try to educate and make people better. I mean, I try to be entertaining, but I also try to help make you guys better. Klaus's channel is almost exclusively for entertainment because of the way he does his voice, which it is funny, but for me it's kind of something I have to take in limited doses. But anyway, that's my only reservation. So, Claus, I have to take you in limited doses. You're still an excellent player, you still know what you're doing, and by God, you are entertaining when I need a laugh. So there you go. Thank you for doing this replay exchange with me, and I can't wait to be on live stream with you for ships. I promise I have cut the rage down quite a lot, as my subscribers will testify. In the meantime, if you want to support the channel, you can do so through Patreon or through clicking on the ad at the end of the video. If you did like the video and find it entertaining, please hit the like button. If you would like to see more stuff by Fiaura, hit the subscribe button. And if you would like to see the previous World of Tanks video, well, I figured that you wouldn't really... Everyone's kind of super interested in the Centurion Action 10, so it's right there. And I promise you, I took it to their faces with 6,000 damage and even bouncing a couple of E4 rounds off the turret at point-blank range! In the meantime, this is Fiaura, officially signing out for right now, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye, guys.